Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Mitch here. I want to go over today 6 points you should know about the U.S. Marshals interview. Very important stuff here. Let's get right down to it. The first thing is this. They're going to ask you questions that will measure your control over your ego. So they're telling you right from the get-go, and I tell you this myself, they're not looking for a hero with this reckless energy, right? They don't want that. They have no time for that. They want you to be able to show via your answer how you're showing restraint, discipline, and controlled authority. It's the same things I teach in my coaching class because I know that's what they're going to present you with. Questions like that, right? I prep you the same way because I'm looking for restraint, discipline, controlled authority, emotional maturity, mission focus. That's the 5 that I focus on, okay, for you to learn. Number 2, of course, is they want you to have true ownership of the situation. People do this a lot. They get into these interviews and they're answering things like, we did this, the team did that, we did this. That isn't what they're looking for. They're looking for your role in the we, right? If you keep saying we for everything and don't delineate your role in the situation, it weakens your answer. They're looking for what are you doing? What did you do? Why did you do it? And what was the outcome? I hammer this time and time again in my coaching program because I know they're going to give you questions like that. These questions also, they're pressure based. They're going to ask you, what are you going to do here? Blah, 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 1, 2, 3, 5, right? They're going to make sure you have your ducks in order. Now, all of my answers to my questions, I have 5 points to answer in every question I give you because I know that's what they want. The U.S. Marshals interview has a structure to it. They don't say structured interview, but it is a structure to it, okay? Another one, too, is going to be calm judgment under pressure. That's a huge one because why? You're dealing with fugitive operations, court security, prisoner transport, and high accountability work. The panel here is looking for clear thinking under stress. The questions are delivered in a way that shows whether you panic or maybe you don't panic, right? But they're looking for you to answer a question with clear thinking under stress. They will not settle for less. They will not say, oh, that was close enough, or you did a good job. They're not going to say none of that. They're looking for these answers from you that clearly delineate you know how to show thinking under stress. That's the real deal, without panic. There we go, right? Now, at this point here, we're going to stop for a minute. If you want some one-on-one coaching for the U.S. Marshals interview, I'm here for that. I've been doing this for many years. I have a 92.3% success rate for my Marshals. Get down my description down below. Get into my calendar. We can start right there. No problem at all. Number 4, of course, is here, right? Well, we always say in teams, you're only as strong as the weakest link. We all know that, right? So the U.S. Marshals is really mission heavy, and they're often a task force driven type body, okay? So the other one was ask you about what can you do in a situation, right? Now, for a team question, though, they're asking you, how do you work with others? That's what they want to see through the answer, right? How you follow through and how you support the mission without ego. So, Coach Mitch, there you go, the ego word. Why do you say that all the time? Because a lot of guys come into this interview process thinking that they have to be these one-man shows, these one-man armies, this Rambo type mentality. Don't bring it there. That's why I tell my guys all the time, even if you don't take my coaching, do not walk in there with an ego. They don't want to hear that. They want you to be level-headed, work with others, follow through, support the mission, and there we go. That is what they're really looking for. This team knows what's going on, right? Number 5, this is a trap my clients fall into, whether it be FBI, CBP, BP, Secret Service, U.S. Marshals. Many of them fall into this trap while I'm coaching. And so what happens, what does this mean? Rambling, right? Many of these panels, they want clear, structured answers. If you overtalk, you're going to lose your direction, right? It's going to become vague. They don't want these topical answers, you know. They want you to get down into the minutia. These over-talking, the rambling, right? You lose sometimes even what they're asking you, right? Sometimes people ramble so much, they're wondering, well, what was the original question? They forget themselves because you ramble. You can't do that, right? The way to eliminate rambling is through practice and repetition. Because after you practice so long, after so much repetition, what happens? You become the master of your word, you become the master of your voice, and you have complete confidence in when you talk to this panel here about what you're talking about. You stay on track, you stay measured, your voice tonality is fantastic, you sound like a true professional. This is what you're looking for, and this is why my guys beat everybody else almost every time, because we go through this time and time and time and time again. Look, the Marshals is about having people who are professional. So if you show this professional behavior in the interview, right? Accountability, composure, emotional maturity, integrity, all those things, if you can speak these things in the interview, right? You have to advertise yourself. People say, well, Coach Mitch, they have my resume right there in front of them. Yeah, they do. They got yours and Larry's and Joe's and Mo's and whatever, right? They have a lot of guys' resume right in front of them. You have to advertise for yourself. That's the real deal. Do not depend on these guys to take you, number 10 in the line. Let's look at this guy's resume. Let's scan it real quick and see what's happening. No, they're not going to do that. You have to take control of yourself in this interview process. You have to advertise yourself in a very humble but strong way that shows off your accountability, your composure, your integrity, and so on and so forth, right? The panel isn't just looking for how you say things. They're not just listening to your words, right? A lot of people speak awesome. They have these elegant words they use and great flow, but they lack control, they lack judgment, and they lack the mission first thinking. And so these are the things you must understand for the U.S. Marshals interview. This panel here is serious as can be, and they do not have to take you. They have a lot of choices. The reason why my candidates always make it, not always, most of the time make it, because they are ready. They've been through the heck with me because I make you guys repeat answers time and time and time again until it's perfect. My guys at all my federal levels know that I teach to perfection. I'll ask you for an answer 3, 4, 5 times. I don't care. Until it's perfect, then we go on. If it's not perfect, we stay. We work on it until it becomes the perfect answer. That's why my guys win most of the time, okay? Now, you guys, I wish you the best out there. If you want professional interview help for this from a guy who's been doing this for many, many years, 92.3% success rate for U.S. Marshals. For my guys who go for the interview, 92.3%. I'm the guy for you. Down below my description, get it to my calendar, and let's start you off today, okay? You guys take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.